Hi, it's Lynn from Bypass Lynn and Lynn. I am here with my week 24 and 25 update. I am still having computer problems at home and I just didn't have time to do this at work. And so, you know, just is what it is. So at any rate, I had a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass on October 17th at Merritt Health River Oaks Hospital in Flowood, Mississippi with Dr. David Carroll. Um, my starting weight, or my highest weight ever, was 331 pounds. And at the time of surgery, I was 279 pounds. And week 24, which was I weighed on the 6th of April, I was 208.4 pounds, which was a 3.6 loss from the week prior. And then this week, when I weighed in this morning, I was 204.8 pounds for another loss of 3.6 pounds. And so I find that just phenomenal that I'm still losing. And this is also my 6-month Surgiversary will be on Tuesday. So I'm just doing one video. Particularly with my computer problems, I'm just doing one video. So at any rate, so being that I'm 6 months out, in the first month I lost 12.2 pounds. The second month I lost 14.4 pounds. That was a good month. The third month I lost 13.4 pounds. On the fourth month, I lost 13.2 pounds. And month 5, I lost 10.4 pounds. And this past month, I lost 10.8 pounds. It would have been better if I hadn't had that 3.6 pound gain. That 3.6 is kind of prevalent. I'm either losing it or gaining it. I don't know. But at any rate, so I have lost in total since the beginning of my journey, I've lost 122. Oh, wait a minute, that's not right. Let me look. I didn't write it down right. Let me see if I've got it in here. I've lost 125.6 pounds, and I have lost 73.6 pounds since my surgery. So I got that right, I hope. If I don't, I'll have it posted in down below. Just some things that I wanted to talk about. And I had it, and then I had to leave it because I had to go check my stats. But at any rate, I read an article in Obesity Helps, and this has been quite a while ago, but it had restaurant suggestions. And to me, that's really, really hard to do. I don't know about anybody else. It's just like knowing what to eat and trying to make the best choices and trying not to overeat. And then you worry about the waiter, and I just know that they look at my plate when I'm done and they're like, "You didn't like what you ate?" And I always do ask for a doggy bag, because I'll eat the leftovers, Sometimes it's like 3 meals. And so this had some suggestions for how to eat in a restaurant and choose a restaurant that's going to be the healthiest for us to eat as bariatric patients. And their first suggestion was to explore the menu online if you can find it. so that you kind of know what they have and you can make that decision ahead of time what you really want to eat. And I was telling a friend, I have certain places that I eat at because I know what they have on their menu, and so I know what I can eat. Um, it also said the second point they made was don't be shy about asking how food is prepared or asking for a substitution. Um, I will eat at the Mexican restaurant, and at the particular Mexican restaurant that I go to, they have a lighter side of the menu, and it's like a piece of chicken breast and a salad, and they have Spanish rice or Mexican rice. I don't know what they call it. And I don't do rice. I try to avoid, particularly seeing it's actually white rice, so I definitely try to avoid that. So I just say, please substitute the rice for the refried beans. And it's kind of fatty, but it's, to me, a little better choice because it's got some protein in it too. And it's not white rice. So I think it's a better choice. It says share your meal. Somebody else might not be able to eat as much, and so you can get one meal and just split it, which is a good idea. As for a to-go container and a salad plate, and box half your meal and put the remainder of the salad plate so that it looks like more food. So what a good idea that is. It's kind of doing what we do at home where we eat off of small plates rather than regular sized plates. You can order a la carte rather than getting an entire meal. So you can order just like a piece of chicken and a salad or some green beans or, whatever you like. Skip the beverage, Now, I always get self-conscious about saying I don't want anything to drink, because they kind of look at you like, really? You don't want anything to drink? And I'm like, no. You don't want to explain to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you've had weight loss surgery and you're not supposed to drink while you eat. So I just generally order a water, and then I just, and I've gotten so I do drink up to a meal. I just don't drink after the meal for the 30 minutes. Theoretically, they say not to do that because it washes food out of your small stomach or your pouch, or at least that's what I've heard. And I mean, I figure if you drink before, it's not going to wash anything out because it's going ahead, So I'll drink a little bit of water before the meal, but I don't drink during the meal. If you order a sandwich, which you can do, and you don't really want to partake of the bread, which I don't, just eat the inside of the sandwich and leave the rest alone. In fact, somebody on YouTube was saying, we go to, somebody wants to go to Wendy's and, unless you get the chili, there's not really much else, because everything is sandwiches. And I say, well, just order a chicken sandwich and then just eat the chicken and leave the bun, or eat the chicken and the lettuce and the tomato if you get that on there. Always have a backup plan in case the restaurant that you go to, if you didn't know it very well, isn't bariatric friendly. So you can take a protein bar and put it in your purse. You can eat a protein bar. Some people choose not to do it because it can be kind of embarrassing to be eating something that you brought instead of something from the restaurant. But it is a solution to that problem. If you do plan to eat out, be sure to plan a nutritious breakfast and a lunch and keep track of how often you eat out. It shouldn't happen too often, according to this article. They tell us to eat like 4 or 5 meals a day, because you can't eat very much. But I've always just been, actually, I didn't even used to eat breakfast because I'm not really hungry in the morning, and never have been. And so I make myself eat breakfast because I know that's the healthier thing to do. But I don't really. It's not a big meal. But they say to eat a snack, or something, and I'm just not a snacker, and I don't want to eat a lot of snacks. And I kind of wonder, one of my problems that I had as a person with an eating disorder was eating when I wasn't hungry. And I'm like, well, if and I'm really not hungry except for supper. I usually don't get hungry during the day. And I'm like, but I eat because I know I'm supposed to, because I need the calories. And so I'm like, am I teaching myself, to eat when I'm not hungry still? And, I do a morning snack, but it's more like, it depends. If I have like a yogurt or an egg or something like that for breakfast, then I'll make a protein coffee as my snack. And sometimes at night, I'll make a cup of coffee with some collagen peptides in it, for that additional protein kick. And I find that filling, but I just don't know about, eating. And I don't have time to eat, small, more small meals during the day. I just don't. I work, and I can't be eating all day long. So I don't know. It kind of concerns me. Is that anybody else, or is that just me? Um, I thought it was funny. I read an article where the usual, eat your protein first. But it took me a long time as a child to mix my food up. I would eat one thing on my plate, and when I was done with that, then I would eat the next thing on my plate, and then I would eat the whatever the last thing was on my plate. And I always ate my veggies first because I really didn't like veggies. And so I would get those out of the way. My parents made me eat them whether I wanted to or not. And so I would get those out of the way first. And then I would probably eat whatever starch, my mom made with the meal. And that would be, potatoes or rice or whatever. And I would eat those next because I liked those, but they weren't my favorite. I always ate my meat last because that was my favorite part of the meal. Now I'm supposed to eat my protein first, and now I like vegetables. And so, and I work so hard on getting myself to mix food up, instead of eating one thing at a time. And a lot of times I didn't really want my food to touch either. Um, I'm not so bad anymore. Um, Although I do kind of still keep food apart. I don't know. I'm not real bad about it. But I do kind of. I like plates with dividers in them. Um, but at any rate, I just thought it was funny because, I've always eaten my favorite food last, and I still tend to do that. And I still, I've worked so hard on mixing my food that I tend to eat a little bit of veggies and a little bit of protein and a little bit of veggies, and, so I'm not doing that right, I guess. Um, and this past week, I got some clothes in. I'm wearing a new shirt today, and it's a 1X. It's not, and it actually says extra large in the shirt. So it's not, I don't have to shop for additional X's anymore. I can shop in the regular part of the store. But when I realized that, I boo-hooed. And it wasn't, sad boo-hoos. It was just, I don't know that I really expected this journey to be so emotional, but it is. It's like I just got so, I'm ordered them. I was so, because I don't like to really shop. And I ordered them from Kohl's online. And, excuse me, I need to get a drink. I'm thirsty. See, Merit Health, where I got my surgery. But at any rate, I just was so emotional about it, and it's been, I look at the scale and I'm always surprised that I lost, and I still fear the scale, and it's just kind of, oh my goodness, and so it's just an exciting journey, I think. And then finally, I thought I'd give you an update on my back. I went to the pain management specialist. I guess it's been about, well, last week. Last week it was. It was last week. It was last Wednesday or last Thursday. I can't remember which. And she has decided that it's my lumbar spine that's giving me problems. And she did all this explaining stuff, and I didn't understand half of it, so kind of tuned her out, really, And so yesterday I went for an intralaminar epidural, something or other. I remember the intralaminar and I remember the epidural because she had said epidural. And I told somebody at work, I said, I've got to get an epidural in my back. And they said, well, when are you having the baby? And I said, hopefully never. That's the only time I've ever had an epidural. And that was 40 years ago, and I didn't remember anything about the epidural. So that was yesterday. But it was to put steroids, around that joint that's so bad. And so hopefully that's going to help more than the sacroiliac shots, which didn't help at all, really. So I had that yesterday, and it said it might take 4 to 5 days to really, and it hasn't bothered me, although it kind of got me. And the doctor, when he was putting the shot into my back, or the actual cord, he says, now you're going to feel some pressure, and it's probably going to hurt a little bit. And I said, okay, and he did it, and yeah, I felt some pressure, and it did hurt a little bit. And I said, well, it's kind of OMG, not too bad, but a little bit on the OMG side. But it's over with, and I had to have a driver because they said it might paralyze that leg. And so hopefully I will be seeing some more pain relief from that. Just everybody keep their fingers crossed or pray. Pray would be better for me, but, just keep me in your thoughts and hope that it does work, because I so want to get rid of this stupid walker that I have to use if I go farther than a few feet. Now I'm just really tired of the walker, and I really want to get active. I would like to do some strength training, but it's just not possible when my back hurts like it does. So I would really like to be able to do some of that, and my bra is showing. I have the narrowest shoulders, and I always have troubles with my bra showing in shirts. But at any rate, that's really all I have. You guys have a blessed day. I love all of you. I thank you for your support. If you have any questions, ask them down below. And if you need it, I've learned a lot in this journey. And so if you have some questions on, you're not quite as far, and, you would like to know my experience. Of course, we're all different, and so our experiences are all different. But, there's a lot of things that are the same, too. It's always kind of amazed me, we all, some doctors practically start us on soft foods, and some my clinic, I had to have 2 weeks of liquid. I had to have 2 weeks of pureed. I had to have 2 weeks of soft. And then they recommended 3 months for salads and raw vegetables and things like that. And then other people are eating it, like at 2 weeks out or 1 week out. And I'm like, and some of us have to go on this really strict liquid diet before the surgery, and some of us don't. So, I just don't know how it all works when we all do something different, but it does seem to work. So, but at any rate, bless all of you. You're in my thoughts and my prayers. And like I said, if there's anything that I can support you with, let me know. If you have any questions, ask them below. And bye. Have a blessed weekend.